Hi, I'm Lavon Stevens, Track Systems Division Chief for Combat Vehicle Value Stream. Today I want to talk to you a little bit how Anniston Army Depot supports the Army and the Army readiness. Today we are going to walk through the test track, and we're in front of an M1, which is one of the vehicles that we are actually producing at this time at the Anniston Army Depot. We first receive vehicles in from DLA, which come from all over the country, from our National Guard to Reserve to foreign military vehicles, and I'll get the opportunity to talk to you a little bit about that. Some of these vehicles that we pull in here have different types of work that has to be performed to them. We receive a scope of work from every one of our customers that allows us and tells us what to do and what level of work to perform to these. One of them today is being a 777 that is done in one of the support shops, one of the other total artillery shops I have. And this is one of them that is completed. We bring it in here. It is a lot of times been damaged, some of them been battle damaged, and I'll get to talk through some of that as we walk. The M1s we pulled in today, like you seen at the door, is one type that we start in the disassembly area. We have right now 4 different variants of the M1. But to give you a little bit of ideas, we bring the vehicles in disassembly. Those vehicles, depending on their scope of work and level of maintenance required, are pulled in. We start disassembling those items. Those items get removed. They are routed to different work centers. In them work centers, they'll bring that back up to a condition code A, which is like new. At that time, some of those parts have to be disassembled. Some of them are fabricated in multiple machine shops. Some of them have to be sent to cleaning and finishing centers where they coat them with different coatings. Then they bring them back to that one work center and bring them back up to condition code A, build that component back up. And for some of the examples I could give you is we take a pull-up fire pack out of an M1, we just drain it in building 400, send it to a dismating shop. After the dismating shop, it will be sent to the turbine engine shop and the transmission shop, where they'll completely overhaul and ultimately bring those two back together and send them back to me in building 400, where they are put back in that vehicle. That's some of the ways that we support each other on this depot. We also do return to stock programs, those work centers. So not only do they support Track Systems, they support all the end users out there for small parts like engines, transmissions, starters, generators. But after they get done with those, the other part of building 400 we work some 113 family of vehicles. Right now we have 6 different variances. Those are either overhauled or inspect repair, 1020 we call them. We also are doing some bridge launchers, one of them being the AVLB. We also are doing some FASV and Paladin. The FASV is a field artillery ammunition support vehicle that supports the M109A6 Paladin. Those are overhauls and 1020s right now. Some of the other assembly lines we have in the building are the M1 family of vehicle. Those vehicles, once they leave disassembly, they get sent to a wash rack. They go to a spinner hanger. They remove all the paint. That allows us in the weld shop to do our engineer change proposals, MWOs, and we also do all the configuration upgrades to these vehicles. So once it leaves our weld shops, it'll go to our machine shop, where if there's been any battle damage to some of these vehicles, they can do their machine repairs. They also do some of the ECPs, engineer change proposals, and MWOs. We are also the original equipment manufacturer for the AB assault breacher vehicle turret. So give you some ideas of what we do here. Not only do we repair and put things back together to like new, we actually fabricate items. We have multiple machine shops on this depot that when we can't get things through the supply system, we fabricate them. Weld shops, machine shops. So that's how some of this all comes together. We're very proud of what we do here. We support them in not only on combat vehicles. We have Striker partnership programs with General Dynamics and BAE. Those vehicles that we're supporting right now are the M1 family of vehicles. They take some M1A1s, convert to the A2 version. They're also doing some of the foreign military vehicles, partnership with us on those. BAE is doing the M88A1 to the conversion of the M88A2 Hercules. That's just to name a few. Honeywell also supports with the turbine engine, so we have a lot of partnership programs that help us support Army readiness. And once we get done with those vehicles in building 400, those vehicles are brought out to the test track where they will be run. We do a safety check before we put a turret on it to make sure there's no major malfunctions. Once the turret is mated to it, that vehicle is then brought out to final test where they are required to perform different things to make sure this vehicle is ready for the Army. And with that being said, I turn it over to Mr. Reggie.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Reggie Henry. I'm Division Chief for Final Operations here at Anniston Army Depot. We receive vehicles from the assembly lines, come out here, and we do a safety walk around and we inspect with a final inspection record. We do road testing, bore sighting, test firing, all types of tests on the vehicles that are required by our scope of work. Once we get done with our final inspection, we'll send it over to a wash rack and paint shop. It goes through a quality check after it comes out of the paint. Then it's delivered back out here to us, and we'll do a joint inspection with quality. And we either have customers come here to inspect with us to buy off on the tanks, or we'll send tanks out over to DLA. They'll ship them off to a unit, and we'll send people TDY to go hand those tanks off. That being said, now you know how Anniston Army Depot